Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions and review on a MARCELLE foundation. So this is the MARCELLE Flawless Air Serum Foundation. It has SPF 15 and broad spectrum UVA and UVB. It has auto-adapting pigments, and it's supposed to be a bare skin feel, oil-free, long-wearing 8 hours, and hyperallergenic. So I got mine in the shade Classic Ivory. So I wanted to try this out because I used to use the MARCELLE micellar water, and my skin used to love that. After about 2 years of using that, I think, my skin started to kind of develop an irritation to it. My skin seems to do that after I use a certain product for so much time because I have really sensitive skin, and after so much time, stuff that works for my skin ends up to stop working for my skin and creates like little bumps on my face. So that's what happened with the micellar water, but I decided to try their foundation because they are all about like hyperallergenic products. So all their products technically should work properly because they are hyperallergenic and they're supposed to be for people with sensitive skin. So I decided to try this guy out. I saw it on the London Drugs website and I was really excited. I didn't even know MARCELLE actually had foundations, and they actually had a couple different ones, and I was deciding between them, and I decided to go for this one because, for one thing, I just love like little dropper bottles, and it is like a thick glass kind of bottle. So I don't know what it is, but I just love dropper bottles. I just like them. Alright, so I'm going to drop a little bit onto the back of my hand. And it is quite liquidy, if you can see that running already. I think I got a shade that's probably a little bit too pink. Maybe. It might work out. It does look quite pink like off camera, like in person on my skin, but let's just try this out and see. So I'm just going to apply this with my sponge. So it is a little bit too light for me, but so far it looks really nice on the skin. So other than the fact that it's a little bit too light for me right now, like I look a little bit ghostly in the viewfinder, I honestly don't think that the pinky tone comes through too bad with this. So I do think this is like a good color match in the undertone way. It's just a little bit too light, like I need a little bit darker right now. I might actually let my mom try this out because she has a bit lighter skin. At least I think she does. She's gotten pretty tan lately. But I think she might like this, so I'll let her try this out. So it looks fairly natural on the skin, except for in my chin area and my nose area, which are the driest parts on me. And it's not really looking so great there. But on the rest of my face, it's looking alright. I feel like it looks a little bit powdery, so I'm not really sure about it so far. I do think every second that I leave this on, it is kind of sinking in more and more and just like becoming more natural looking. So I am going to give it a little bit of time before I kind of say my thoughts on this. So I will be back in a little bit. Alright, so it's been a couple hours now, and I don't think this is my favorite foundation. It's definitely not as good as the Bourjois foundation, but it's not terrible. I think if you don't have as dry of skin as me, then you will like this. The only problems I'm having, honestly, is like my dry patches. That's it. It's not really emphasizing any texture. It's not really creating any problems other than making my dry patches look dry. So I do think this is a good foundation. I think it did a really nice job of covering. I would say it's kind of like a medium foundation, and I do think it looks pretty nice. I think it's more, I do have this like luminizer sort of thing underneath, so I do think it's more of a just natural finish sort of foundation. Maybe a little bit more on the matte side, but not too far. But it's definitely not a dewy foundation, so just keep that in mind. I also really like all the skin benefits it has in here and like the protection from the SPF and everything. So I really do think this is a decent foundation, and because it is hyperallergenic, I think it'll work for a lot of skin types, especially if you're sensitive skin. Any kind of sensitive skin, I think this will be good for you. I think this will work better for people to normal, maybe even oily skin, But yeah, I still give this a thumbs up. I think it's pretty good. It's not emphasizing my texture too bad, but it is making it look like I have foundation on my face and kind of broken up a little bit. So that's the only reason that I don't personally like this for my skin, but I think it'll work for a lot of other people. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If I didn't answer any of the questions you had, just leave them down below in the comment section and I'll definitely get back to you. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know. Also, I'd like to know if you guys like seeing videos more on drugstore products or high-end products, because I'm kind of both, but I'd really like to know what you guys like. Also, if you are new, I hope that you will subscribe. Just hit that big red subscribe button down below and then you won't miss out on any future videos or giveaways. So that is it for today's video, so I will see you guys next time. Bye!